Hey, what's up? Christopher here, and making another video just for you. So, a lot of times I might say, hey, what's up, warriors? And the reason that I say warriors is because really I'm used to speaking with my Marines, but the bottom line is that if you're here and you've made it this far, number one, congratulations. Two, you must have a warrior spirit. You must have a warrior spirit and mentality in order to continue and stay in the fight, to overcome and to accomplish what it is that God has called you to. You must have that warrior spirit. So we talked about quite a few other things. Talked about failure. We talked about how to get paid. We talked about, where do we start? And so in this video, the next thing that I want to talk to you about, okay, it's a very, very, very important, very, very important thing. And it's so important that I'm going to look down because I wrote some notes and I want to write it down. Okay. All right. How will I know what to say? Okay, so, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, right? So I did not do that purposely. But what I did do is I wrote down some notes, some very important bullets, because I want to make sure that I cover them in here. Okay, some people say, well, that's stupid. Why do you write that down? And I'm thinking, didn't the Lord have people write down his word, his notes into a book called the Bible? And the answer is yes. So if he does it, then what I like to do is say, hey, he's a lot smarter than me, so I think maybe it makes sense to follow him. So I just say, hey, what would Jesus do? So this right here is, what do I say? My biggest recommendation, what I found, same thing I would sit there and tell my Marines, right? And so you're thinking, well, I'm not a Marine or, whatever. Hey, what I know is what works. And what works is to be honest, to be sincere, to be genuine, to be transparent. So when you start that conversation with a prospect, who would be somebody who's just essentially said, you say, hey, want an ice cream? They're like, oh, yeah, I want an ice cream, right? They raise their hand. That's a prospect, okay? And then, you go through a conversation and maybe you say, what kind of ice cream would you like? These ice creams are 75 cents. Or maybe I should say they're a suspect, right? They're a suspect because you don't really know anything about them. Then you ask them if, hey, you want an ice cream? And then they raise their hand. Now they're a prospect, right? They're a potential candidate because they've indicated some form of desire for what it is you have to offer. And then you go through some type of pre-qualification to find out whether or not your products are going to be able to serve them, but also if they're ready, willing, and able to get your products. Because if they don't have money and you're trying to sell them something, I mean, it's just a no-go, right? One of my mentors, 8-figure mentor, he'd say, look, if they got no money, there's not a whole lot you can do to help them out, right? It's almost impossible. I mean, there's things, what I'm talking about. I'm not saying, well, you can't, maybe, make videos or do things like that. But look, or sometimes you might decide that you want to do maybe like a scholarship thing. So don't get me wrong. I'm not, don't misconstrue this. But what am I saying? What I'm saying is people must get to a certain level in order for you to be able to help them out. They must get to a certain level for you to be able to help them out. Because where money goes, also goes their belief. Okay? If they don't think, if somebody doesn't think that what they're, involved with or going to spend money on is worth it, they won't spend the money. Okay? People spend money to keep their cell phones on, but they don't pay their electricity. They put money to keep their cell phones on, but guess what? They miss so-and-so and whatever. Okay? Which has to go with a bunch of psychological needs, so on and so forth. So what am I saying? I'm saying just be open, be honest, be sincere, and be genuine. And really, the biggest thing that I've found, it's okay to want to help people out. But just understand that there's a time it's righteous and it's a good thing to get paid, good thing to get rewarded. Which is going to fit into the next video I'm making, because the question is going to be, what do I charge? I don't want to dive into that right now, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So just be open, be sincere, be honest, be genuine. And, a good thing that one of my mentors says, what do you think would be fair and what would you feel good about? Especially if you're just starting out. And, this is going to get into the pricing and stuff, so forth. But anyways, just be open, be honest, be sincere, be genuine. And what I've found is that people who are like that will appreciate it, because there's not many folks that are out there that are like that. And you will also attract people that are. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. I'll see you in the next video.